Have you noticed it yet, that quiet moment when you stand up a little slower, when your hands feel colder than they used to, when your energy doesn't quite reach the edges of your day anymore? Most men shrug it off. Just getting older, they say. But what if I told you that what you're feeling isn't age at all? What if it's something you're drinking every single day, slowly tightening the pipes that keep you alive? Here's the shocking truth most men over 50 never hear. Blood flow doesn't fade on its own, it's choked. And the cruel part is that it often happens in the kitchen, right next to the sink, hidden in plain sight. The very drinks marketed as normal, relaxing, even healthy, can quietly turn supple arteries into stiff garden hoses left out in the sun. At first you don't notice, a little fatigue here, a little fog there, maybe confidence in the bedroom isn't what it was. No pain, no alarm bells, just a slow dimming. And here's the kicker. By the time symptoms show up, the damage has often been building for years. Like rust inside a pipe, narrowing the space where life is supposed to flow. Circulation is not just about the heart, it's about warmth in your hands, clarity in your mind, strength in your legs, and vitality where it matters most. When blood moves freely, you feel alive. When it doesn't, everything feels heavier. As we pass 50 and 60, our bodies change in ways no one explains clearly. The lining of your blood vessels becomes more fragile. Nitric oxide, the molecule that tells arteries to relax and open, quietly declines. Inflammation sticks around longer, like smoke that never quite clears. Imagine a highway that once had 6 open lanes. Every year, one lane closes. Traffic still moves, but slower, rougher, more frustrating. You blame the car, you blame the road. You never suspect the drink in your hand. What makes this even more unsettling is how familiar the warning signs are. Cold feet at night, numbness or tingling, shortness of breath climbing stairs you used to take easily, that afternoon crash that coffee no longer fixes. These are often dismissed as normal aging, but they're not normal at all. They're signals, whispers before the body starts shouting. Now here's where curiosity should kick in. Researchers have found that certain daily choices can reduce circulation-related risk by more than 30%. 30%. Not from surgery, not from extreme workouts, but from something as simple as what you pour into a glass. One drink can quietly strangle blood flow. Another can gently restore it, like opening a window in a stuffy room and finally letting fresh air rush in. And the most dangerous part, the worst offender, is something many men consume without a second thought, often believing it helps them relax or stay alert. It feels harmless, comforting even. Yet inside the body, it can trigger blood vessel spasms, thicken the blood, and strip away the very compounds that keep circulation smooth. Day after day, sip after sip, the damage accumulates. But avoiding danger is only half the story. There are drinks, simple, overlooked, almost boring, that do the opposite. They feed the lining of your arteries. They support nitric oxide. They help blood move like it did years ago. Men who switch just one habit often describe warmth returning to their hands within weeks, stamina creeping back, and a sense of vitality they thought was gone for good. So what is this dangerous drink everyone's consuming? Let's start with that innocent-looking can or bottle that fizzes when you open it. Sweet, cold, comforting. Many men reach for it in the afternoon thinking it gives energy. Others grew up with it at every meal. The belief is simple, it's just a drink. But inside your body, sugar behaves less like fuel and more like syrup poured into delicate machinery. When glucose floods the bloodstream, it makes the blood thicker, slower, harder to push through already aging vessels. The lining of your arteries, which should be smooth like polished glass, becomes irritated, inflamed, almost sticky. What most people don't realize is how quickly this happens. Within minutes of a high sugar drink, blood vessels lose some of their ability to relax. It's like asking a stiff rubber band to stretch. It resists. A large study published in 2017 in the Journal of the American Heart Association showed that regular consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages was associated with significantly reduced endothelial function, the very mechanism that allows blood to flow freely. Men in the highest intake group had markedly poorer circulation markers, even when they weren't overweight. That's the myth shattered right there. You don't have to be heavy to be harmed. The symptoms sneak in quietly. Afternoon crashes that feel like someone pulled the plug. Cold hands during a handshake. That frustrating sense that your legs fatigue sooner than they should. Many men respond by drinking more of the same thing, chasing energy that never quite arrives. The cruel irony is that the boost is borrowed, and the interest is paid in circulation. There is a gentler alternative that doesn't demand perfection. Swapping even one sugary drink a day for mineral water with a squeeze of citrus or an unsweetened herbal infusion can thin the blood's load, giving your vessels breathing room again. Not overnight miracles, but small daily relief, and relief matters. Then there's the next drink, the one wrapped in ritual and reward, the evening pour. The glass that signals the day is done. Alcohol is often defended as heart-friendly in moderation, and that half-truth has caused real damage. In small, occasional amounts, it may relax you mentally. But in the body of a man over 50, alcohol behaves differently than it once did. The liver processes it slower, dehydration sets in faster, blood becomes more concentrated like a river during drought. Alcohol also interferes with nitric oxide, the molecule that tells blood vessels to open. Instead of a calm widening, you get brief dilation followed by rebound tightening. Think of it like yanking a door open and letting it slam shut again. Over time, that repeated stress stiffens the hinges. A 2019 review in The Lancet reported that regular alcohol intake was linked to increased arterial stiffness, even at levels previously considered moderate. Increased stiffness means poorer blood flow, plain and simple. Men often notice this one first in the bedroom, though they may never connect the dots. A nightcap that promises relaxation ends with restless sleep, a racing heart, and diminished confidence the next day. Add in morning grogginess and swollen fingers, signs of fluid imbalance, and you have a recipe for circulation trouble that feels personal and frustrating. What makes this especially heavy is the emotional attachment. Alcohol is social, it's familiar. Suggesting change can feel like taking away comfort. But reducing frequency, choosing alcohol-free days, or switching to calming non-alcoholic evening drinks can ease the burden without stripping joy from life. Many men report deeper sleep within a week and warmer extremities not long after. And yet, even knowing this, many keep pouring, because no one told them what it was really costing. Because the damage is slow, invisible, and easy to ignore, until it isn't. Until blood flow becomes a daily struggle, instead of a silent support. And then there's the drink almost every man trusts, without question. It sits on desks, in cars, beside the bed. Dark, bitter, familiar. For many, the day doesn't begin without it. Coffee feels like a lifeline, especially when energy dips with age. But here's what no one explains gently enough. Caffeine is a constrictor. It squeezes blood vessels, especially in men whose arteries have already lost some elasticity. At 30, your body shrugs it off. At 60, it tightens the noose just a little more each time. I remember a man named Richard, 62, a retired electrician. Strong hands, sharp mind, proud of never missing a day of work. He told me he drank 4, sometimes 5 cups a day, convinced it kept him going. But his feet were always cold, his calves burned after short walks. He laughed it off as bad circulation, as if it were an unavoidable badge of age. When he finally cut back, reluctantly, something unexpected happened. Within 2 weeks, he noticed warmth creeping back into his legs at night. Within a month, his morning stiffness eased. Nothing else changed, just the drink he thought he couldn't live without. Studies back this up. Research published in 2020 in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that high caffeine intake caused measurable reductions in peripheral blood flow, particularly in older adults. The effect wasn't dramatic in young bodies, but in aging ones it stacked day after day. The cruel irony is that the fatigue caffeine tries to mask is often caused by the very circulation problems it worsens. But as damaging as caffeine can be, it isn't the worst. The real silent killer comes disguised as health. Bright labels, words like natural, immune, vitamin pack, fruit juices. Smooth bottled juices seem wholesome, but stripped of fiber, they become sugar floods. Worse still, many are pasteurized and processed, robbing them of protective compounds while concentrating the very elements that inflame blood vessels. This is the hidden health trap. Juice spikes blood sugar faster than whole fruit, triggering insulin surges that damage the vessel lining. Over time, this accelerates plaque buildup, narrowing arteries silently. A 2018 study in the British Medical Journal found that daily fruit juice consumption was associated with increased cardiovascular risk, while whole fruit was protective. Same fruit, completely different outcome. That's the cruelty of it. Men like David, 58, learned this the hard way. A former runner, he switched to bottled juices after knee pain slowed him down. He believed he was doing the right thing. Months later, his stamina collapsed. He couldn't finish a brisk walk without breathlessness. When he removed the juice and focused on hydration instead, the fog began to lift. His doctor called it coincidence. David knew better. He felt the difference in his legs, his chest, his confidence. This is the #1 worst offender because it betrays trust. It promises vitality while quietly stealing it. It thickens blood, inflames arteries, and accelerates decline, all under the illusion of wellness. That's why it's so dangerous. No warning label, no immediate pain, it's just slow suffocation of flow. But pause here, breathe, because fear alone doesn't heal. Avoiding harm is only half the battle. The body is not fragile glass, it is living responsive tissue. When given the right signals, it repairs. Blood vessels can relax again, flow can return, energy can rebuild. And that brings us to the other side of the story. The drinks that gently reopen those lanes on the highway. The ones that nourish the vessel lining instead of irritating it. The ones men overlook because they're simple, not flashy. So now let's turn the page from what you must avoid to what you must take daily. Now imagine a simple drink that feels almost ordinary, but quietly restores vitality. Men over 50 often overlook it because it doesn't promise instant energy or flashy results, yet its effects are profound. This is not about a miracle supplement, it's about giving your blood vessels what they've been missing for decades. The first healing drink I want to share works because it supplies your body with a building block that aging depletes: magnesium. As we get older, absorption falters and modern diets rarely provide enough. Without it, arteries stiffen, circulation slows, and energy dips. Magnesium is like oil for a squeaky engine, and most men are running dry without realizing it. Let's look at the science. A 2019 study published in Nutrients found that older men who increased magnesium intake showed significant improvements in endothelial function, the very lining of blood vessels responsible for smooth blood flow. Within just 8 weeks, participants had better circulation markers, lower blood pressure, and a measurable increase in energy. The difference was subtle at first, but unmistakable. Hands warmed, walks lengthened without fatigue, confidence returned. It wasn't magic, it was biology being corrected. I remember Joe, 61, a retired carpenter. He'd felt the gradual decline for years. Cold toes, afternoon crashes, less motivation. He began adding magnesium-rich mineral water to his routine, sometimes blended with a splash of citrus for taste. Within a month, he noticed his legs weren't heavy after climbing stairs. Within 2 months, his morning energy improved. He laughed that he felt like himself again, and his wife noticed a spark that had been dimmed for years. This is what subtle, consistent healing does. It rebuilds quietly but profoundly. Natural sources are easy. Mineral waters, green leafy vegetables, pumpkin seeds, blended into morning smoothies, or just sip during the day. Magnesium doesn't demand sacrifice, only awareness. The key is consistency, letting the body replenish itself slowly, gently, without stress. The next drink builds on this foundation: beetroot juice. I know what some men think. It's bright red, earthy, almost medicinal, but its effect is nothing short of remarkable. Beetroot is packed with nitrates that the body converts into nitric oxide, the molecule that signals arteries to relax. As we age, nitric oxide declines naturally, contributing to the stiffness and sluggish circulation that makes energy elusive. Beetroot doesn't just mask the problem, it addresses the underlying mechanism. Clinical studies have confirmed this effect. Research in the Journal of Applied Physiology in 2015 showed that older adults consuming beetroot juice daily experienced improved blood flow and stamina. Participants could walk longer distances with less fatigue, and their endurance in simple daily tasks improved noticeably. Unlike caffeine or sugar-laden drinks, this wasn't a borrowed boost. It was genuine physiological support. The body felt lighter, limbs warmer, energy steadier. I've seen men transform with this simple addition. Frank, 59, a retired truck driver, had resigned himself to afternoon crashes. Within weeks of integrating beetroot juice into his morning routine, he reported feeling like a man of 40 again. Not just energy, but clarity, confidence, and mobility returned. The subtle joy of being able to walk, bend, and move freely cannot be overstated. What's key here is the rhythm. Magnesium during the day, beetroot in the morning or early afternoon. Together, they lay the groundwork for a circulation system that supports every other effort in life. No extremes, no gimmicks, just steady, science-backed restoration. This is what many men miss when chasing quick fixes. Real vitality requires patience, attention, and strategic nourishment. And now, as we prepare to reveal the final two drinks, the ones that elevate energy, stamina, and overall well-being to a level most men have forgotten is possible, you'll see how a complete daily protocol can feel natural, sustainable, and even enjoyable. These aren't trends, they are life-changing, quietly miraculous additions to a man's daily routine. And the transformations you're about to see go far beyond what you've imagined. Now we arrive at the final healing powerhouse, the drink that transforms vitality in a way you feel immediately and sustain over time. Green tea, but not just any green tea. The type rich in catechins, particularly epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG, is a natural circulation booster, antioxidant and energy enhancer all in one. For men over 50, oxidative stress and inflammation silently chip away at energy and blood flow. Green tea provides a gentle but potent counterattack, calming inflammation, supporting nitric oxide, and even improving mental clarity. Unlike coffee, it doesn't constrict vessels or spike stress hormones. It nurtures them, allowing blood to flow freely where it's needed most. Take Mark, 63, a retired teacher who felt trapped by afternoon fatigue and lack of stamina. Within days of adding 2 cups of high-quality green tea to his routine, morning and mid-afternoon, he noticed sharper focus and steadier energy. After 4 weeks, he reported that his walks felt easier, his joints warmer, and even his mood lifted. The change wasn't dramatic overnight, but it was undeniable, cumulative, and natural. Science backs this up. A 2021 study in the European Journal of Nutrition found that older men consuming green tea daily experienced significant improvements in arterial flexibility, lower markers of inflammation, and sustained energy levels over 12 weeks. This isn't hype, it's biology catching up with the body it supports. The other final drink is simple, almost overlooked, yet profoundly restorative. Plain water infused with a pinch of sea salt or mineral drops. Hydration is the foundation of every cellular process, from blood circulation to brain function. Men over 50 often underestimate water's power, compensating with coffee or juice that actually dehydrates. Proper hydration thins blood naturally, allowing the heart to pump effortlessly and the body to deliver oxygen efficiently. Add trace minerals and you replenish electrolytes that keep arteries relaxed, nerves firing, and muscles responsive. Integrating these drinks into your day doesn't require drastic overhaul. Start with mineral water in the morning, a beetroot smoothie mid-morning, magnesium-rich sips during the day, and green tea in late morning or early afternoon. The timing matters, not rigidly, but to align with natural energy cycles. Within days, you'll notice subtle shifts, warmth returning to hands and feet, steadier steps, fewer energy crashes. Weeks later, you may find a level of stamina and clarity you thought had vanished with youth. The emotional shift is just as profound. Men report a quiet pride in reclaiming their vitality. The morning haze lifts, conversations feel sharper, confidence returns in both physical and mental realms. The body responds because it wants to. It's resilient, adaptive, and capable of regaining balance once given the right tools. Daily integration is less about discipline and more about awareness, noticing what nourishes you, what drains you, and choosing the drinks that truly support life, not just habit. And here's the intimate truth, the choice is yours every day. Every sip either builds vitality or diminishes it. The small, consistent decisions matter far more than the occasional extremes. You are not powerless to time. You are not doomed to slow decline. With the right daily protocol, energy, blood flow, and even confidence return step by step. You will feel it in your stride, in your focus, and in the quiet joy of knowing your body is finally cooperating with you. So take this as an invitation, a roadmap, and a promise. Men over 50 can reclaim circulation, energy, and vitality through awareness, consistency, and the strategic use of these 4 simple drinks. One change at a time, day by day, life becomes lighter, warmer, and more vibrant. This is not about temporary fixes. This is about giving your body what it's been waiting for: restoration, nourishment, and a chance to thrive. You can feel it, you can see it, and from today onward you can choose it. The journey doesn't end here. Each day is an opportunity to sip wisely, to prioritize health, and to reconnect with the energy you've always had within. This is Barbara O'Neill, reminding you that your body is capable, resilient, and deserving of vitality. Every day, every choice, every sip counts. Take them consciously, feel the change, and step into a life that moves with you, not against you.